Hello everyone. Okay, so we're gonna do a dip today. I have it pointed down at my table so that you can watch what I'm doing. My nails are prepped, so I went ahead and I put tips. They're prepped, they're shaped, they're cut down. I buffed the edges. I did my cuticles. So we're gonna start with nail primer. This is going to dehydrate your nail bed, get the oils off. You want to not necessarily touch your skin, but you don't need to do the part that you put the tip on. So you're just going to get it on there good, just this little piece. And you can see where it goes, and you can see it absorb into your skin. So dipping doesn't normally take very long. I know it can be a little scary. I think the first time I dipped my nails, it took me probably like all day. But I had never done it before. So I was watching YouTube videos and just kind of checking it out. So what I like to do is I like to get my thingy. I can't get open. My little dip tray, and I'm going to dip everybody with a layer of clear. One reason, so when I take my drill to it, or it keeps a base so that the tint doesn't stain your nail bed. Especially if you like wearing reds and stuff like that, it can stain them. So dipping in clear just helps to for that to not happen. So I'm not going to do anything necessarily special with it, but I'm going to pour it in here. It just kind of helps me not make quite such a mess. So we're going to use number 2, the base coat. All the steps are numbered, so you know what you're doing. So I'm just going to push down. You don't want to put too much base on. You don't want to flood your fingernail with a bunch of product that we're going to have to dig out or file out, because that can be kind of mildly tedious. And you just kind of slide it in there. And I like just one coat. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's going to be hidden. You don't want ridges and bumps in it, so you still need to do your 45-degree angle. I'm not going to activate it. I'm just going to add the other product, my other color on top. So this doesn't take too long. And I've seen where people, leave it in the dip powder or what have you. I just kind of let the dip hang out on my nail. And I will be honest, I hate doing my thumb. There we go. I have a spoon somewhere I usually use to get up high on my cuticle. So then what we're going to do is you're just going to kind of dust off that layer. And you should be good to go. Kind of looked a little bumpy, but maybe I'm just seeing stuff. So I'll take my little ball tool and just kind of run it on the very edge of my skin. Make sure there's no clumps and bumps. So I'm going to kind of drag that back down. So we're just doing one thin coat. making sure that we're not flooding our cuticle area. You want it to be there, but not in masses. I do like my nails a little long. I do like them a little short. In summertime, they get a little shorter because, you know, you do more stuff. There's no huge technique, just nice thin layer of base product, and then stick it in there. And I do lift my finger forward. I do it when I dip it in there too, slowly. And the biggest thing when you do this to keep your edges nice and clear, and this Dipsy Dip product is actually really good about not flooding, actually. I have other products and they flood so bad, it just kills me sometimes. Then you just kind of tap it off. And then get your brush, dust the excess off. And this is simple, this is going to be hidden, so you just want to make sure that you go through on your cuticles, just if there's anything that looks funky, because as it gets thicker and we start filing, you want to, it's hard to get in the corners, so you just kind of want to just make sure. Oops, I went under my thingy there. Okay, so that is the clear. Super easy, super quick. And then I just dump it back in here, and I'll take my brush, and then just clear. I put some soak off in one of those wax cupcake, and it leaked through and it started to melt my little Dipsy Dip pad, and I just got it. So that was no fun. Okay, so now we're gonna do, I chose Sea Breeze. It's a really light blue color and it's super pretty. So I'm gonna dump it in here. And this is just easiest for me. You can totally dip in there, and I've done it too. So now what we're gonna do is I'm going to start in the middle of my nail. Okay, so it's here to here, so this is roughly the middle of my nail. And I'm gonna lay my product down and I'm gonna brush it forward. Okay, thin coat, and then I'm going to dip it. Next one, I'm gonna go at about half. It needs to be a little wetter. And I am going to dip it. So because they're longer, you want strength in the middle of your nail. I think it's called like an apex, because if it's thin all the way, then they're going to break and hurt, I think, more than you want them to. And snap off, and oh, we don't want that. Still making sure that you're not flooding your sides. You dip it in, pull it up on the side, go half. Add a little bit more to my thumb. And you want it thin down at the beginning of the line so you're not making such a harsh line that you have to deal with it later. So now we should have half fingers, right? Okay, so now we're going to dip again. Okay, so I'm going to dip it again. So I'm going, I wouldn't say, maybe down 3/4, maybe. Just kind of keeping most of my thickness in the center-ish of my fingernail. You know, and I did not dust off my fingers, and I heard somebody say that it's beneficial to dust off your fingers so that you don't compromise your base. And what will happen is it'll start getting super stiff. And that really is kind of annoying. So let's dust the other two colors. Okay. So you want to make sure that you get your edges, because, you know, even when you paint with a nail polish, you still always have an edge that just seems to get left out. I put this color on my daughter the other day, and it was really pretty. So I thought, what the hey. So now we're going to go from the cuticle forward. Now you don't necessarily want to touch your cuticle, but you don't want them, you know, that far away from your cuticle either. So we're going to come in. Oh wait, what did I say? Oops, shit. We're going to dust. sure you get the edge. Now these products, if you're liking them and you want to try them, you can just get the essential solutions, which would be 4. But I was looking at the price today, and I think that when you get your starter kit, which the bottles you can use for more than just a couple colors that you get, so the bottles are going to last you for a decent amount of time. And then as they run out or go bad, you can just replace them. But for the starter kit being as much as it is, I think comparable, it's pretty good if you're not and then you can just keep getting colors. And the colors will give you 30, 40 sets of nails. And then the starter, the colors are $13.50, I believe. I really like them, and they're super fine. I mean, this almost looks like nail polish, and I haven't even buffed them or anything with them. They still have a sheen on them. They got some bubbles. I'm gonna have to work on them, but they're kind of. The first set that I did was the glitter color. I did a blue and a black gray glitter number. And so those obviously look different. And then the ones I had on last time was a solid, but it had a lot of glitter flakes in it, and so it laid a lot differently as well. Oh, I got hair on my nail here. Of course, it has to. Gosh, okay. So I'm gonna have to file the heck out of this nail because I'm jacking it up, but that's okay. Just kind of. I'm going to go ahead and cover the whole nail just so that it's got some sense of the same. There we go. Okay. So now that we've done this, we need to dust off our little fingers. Okay, I'm gonna let this one dry for just a half a second. I don't know why I want to get in my house. My nose always wants to run. So I was trying to think of what kind of accent we should do. So I'm thinking I'm going to do this. And this kind of has a purple pinky color. So I really don't know what it's going to look like. So we are just going to pretend that we know. Okay, so I'm going to leave that in there. And my edge on my thumb was a little naked. So I need to pull this up a little. So I'm just going to use my dotting tool and just kind of pull it away, because once you activate it, then it's like stuck on your skin, so we don't want that. And I think, you know, as long as you don't look at these and go, oh my gosh, I gotta be so stinking perfect, I think you would enjoy them. If you overthink the process, it can become unenjoyable. You know, whatever you do, like right now, it can be fixed with a file. I mean, it's not set in stone. I mean, as far as that goes. And if you're like me and you want to change them out every week, then yeah, you put up for with it with week. Or you get more accessories and you just keep building onto it, and then, you know, you look like a crazy person like me. So on my green set, I added some transfer foils and some glitter, and I was just getting all sorts crazy with it. Okay. So now I think I am going to do the glitter on this nail here. And this ring finger always seems to get the most of all my product because it's normally like your accent nail anyways. Okay, so I'm gonna put my finger in there and I'm just gonna dump. And I don't know that I'm necessarily looking for crazy full coverage. I think I just want to have light. So if there's anything kind of sticking out and whatever, I think I'm okay with that. I just kind of want to have it hanging out. See, it's not like, it's not fully covered. Right? I think that looks kind of cool. So I'm going to do the other one. And I'm just going to do these two. Maybe I'll do another one. Let's see what happens here. Just kind of, okay, and then we're just gonna sprinkle it on there. And let's see what this gives us. Brush it off. I really like that color. I think that was a really good idea. I'm going to do my thumb too, because, you know, why not? Make sure when you do this stuff that you're not having all the product at your cuticle. You want to make sure that you're getting it up. If not, you're going to get like this hump at the very base of your finger, and I don't think that you want to do that. So we're just gonna kind of dump it on, and then we're just gonna kind of brush it. I'm really kind of liking the way that looks. Okay. This one has more powder. This one has more glitter, and this one's like almost half and half. So normally what I do is I cap my colors in clear. Mainly because, you know, if you file glitter, then you take off the color and then you get just a silver. So sometimes you might lose the color. That's what I know from other products. So I'm just gonna do what I know to do. And also, I don't like it when it's snaggy and I crochet. So to me, it's very important that it's not snaggy on fabric. It's very annoying to me. So we're just gonna kind of just, yeah, I got on my skin. It's not what I wanted to do. Okay. Okay. And I am kind of pouring a lot. I'm not really being very controlled, I guess. So we're just gonna put a nice thin layer. We don't want a thick layer on here. And I know my clear gets like glitter and stuff in there, but I don't really use a clear as a color. It's just kind of a base and a top for me. So if I did want to use a clear, then I would probably just get one specific for that. So it doesn't get, because when I do this, I'm also dusting back end stuff. Okay, so now we are going to, okay, so I'm going to pour my clear back in here. Now for the video, I'm just going to do one hand, but I'm going to finish the other hand, and then I'll show everybody final results. So now we're going to activate it, because if not, I'd have you guys on here forever. We're already half an hour, so. After I activate it and it sets, I am going to take my nail file to it, and I am going to smooth it out, buff it real good, and then we're going to apply the top coat. And when you apply the top coat, it is just the same thing. It's just the nail polish, and that is what's going to give it the final gluing, the final it's going to make it pop. Now these are kind of thick because I did one clear, 3 colored, and then glitter, and then a clear, so they were kind of thick. So what I'll probably do, well, here, I'll look in a second. So I'm going to have to put, because I don't fill the activator through these, so I'm going to have to do it a couple times, but that's okay. You want to make sure that the activator, you hear tick, 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 like you're smacking plastic. That way it gets good. But usually you should be able to feel it. Like I can feel it here, this activator on your nail bed. So, and I really want it to get activated. I've seen some tricks where you put on a couple layers and then you activate it, and then you put on another couple layers and then you activate it type thing. I've seen that a couple times, but I didn't do that. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it. I'm going to let the activator, these aren't ready, let the activator set, and then I'm going to polish them up. I'm going to file them. I'm going to finish this hand, and then we're going to come back and finish this video for you guys. So I'll be back. All right, so I have filed and polished and put top coat on. So this is what they look like. I think they turned out pretty cute, pretty simple. I've got nail tips on. I did Sea Breeze and Pegasus. For the glitter, that's probably 2. And they're pretty good. Got my top coat on. Thank you so much for following, and I hope that you're excited as I am about Dipsy Dip and dipping your nails. You can go to my website. We also have wraps, press-ons. We've got bling, foil wraps, big bling, little bling. We've got glow in the dark, we've got UV reactive, we got all kinds of colors. So go take a look. If you have any questions, give me a holler. Thanks. Bye-bye.